Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pies Presser on this very cold Tuesday in Melbourne. But a warm feeling going into this show as we find out that Charlie West will in fact make his debut against the West Coast Eagles. Yesterday, the Pies Presser show was set up as Will West play, and moments before I had to change it to West will play. Thank you, JMO74. They've already said he'll play, yes. So, massive news, massive opportunity. We know that Myercheck is playing his 150th, so I'd be very, very surprised if he gets managed for this game. This predictor 23, it's already giving me a headache because I don't know what's going to happen. We've got Billy Frampton that we need to cover for. Maynard probably comes in right. So there's a few moving parts. Let's get into the injury update and then we'll go into the predictor 23, okay? Ben, what's going on? Stefanos, Mello. Yeah, Billy Frampton reported to be out for 4 to 5 weeks. He played the game out. Unfortunately, the strain just crept up on him and got worse after the game, of course. So we got a McCreary update as well, guys. Which is not good news. It's not good news with what's happened with Bo. So we'll get into the update. Billy Frampton experienced calf awareness during Collingwood's round 15 against St Kilda. The defender played the game out at a high level. However, scans revealed a moderate grade calf strain. Frampton is expected to be sidelined for 4 to 5 weeks. Don't tell me this bye doesn't do something. When you are in a rhythm as a player, I guess, there has to be something to it. You've had a week off high intensity match conditioning. Nothing emulates it like an AFL game does. I'm wondering if that affects some of these players who have come back after a break, like Bo McCreary, like Billy Frampton, and they've sustained soft tissue injuries. It's a bit, yeah, weird is what I'd say. So 4 to 5 weeks for Billy Frampton. And then TJ was involved in a heavy tackle in the second quarter of Saturday's VFL game against Sandringham. Jath was unable to take any further part in the game, with scans later confirming he'd sustained a moderate grade quad strain. Jath will be sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks. Bo McCreary experienced hamstring awareness in the first quarter of Saturday's game against St Kilda. Scans following the game confirmed he has sustained a mild hamstring strain. McCreary is expected to be sidelined for 3 weeks. Man, this is not the time. Not the time. Hopefully, it's one and done for these players like Billy and Bo, because the finals, we're going to need them for the finals, obviously. Jordan De Goey is progressing well through his running program as he recovers from an Achilles issue. De Goey has increased his running loads and high-speed efforts and will look to integrate skills-based training into his program. A timeline on his return will be communicated in due course. Some more good news, however, on the other hand. Ash Johnson, after the forward suffered a fracture to his left fibula during preseason, he has returned to full training, including match sim and contract drills. Johnson is expected to be available for selection after completing 2 full weeks. Okay, hold on. Johnson is expected to be available for selection after completing 2 full weeks of training. So I think they're insinuating that he's available now, or he needs to get through 2 weeks. He's available now. 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, I'm not too sure. They want him to get through 2 weeks. Lockie Schultz is progressing well through his recovery from a hamstring injury. He'll integrate into light skills work and high intensity training this week. Schultz is expected to be available in 1 to 2 weeks. Pretty sure they were saying that Schultz was just last week or the week before was potentially 4, 5, 6 weeks. Now we're looking at 1 to 2. So that's really good. Really good. Charlie West debut and Brody Myercheck's 150th AFL game on Saturday night. So so Braden Maynard is assessment. I thought I saw Myercheck on the injury list for some reason. We saw Reef McInnes running at training, which is great. Great to see. Awesome to see, of course. I think I'm gonna get this predicted 23 going because we need to figure out what the lay of the land is for the team this week. Obviously, it's against lesser opposition in the West Coast Wiggles, but like, this is. I don't know what to say. It's a conflicting feeling. Like we've got Westy debuting, we've got Ash Johnson who's not too far away, making his own return in his own realm, but his injuries are concerning. Wrong time of the year, right? How do I unlock this? Unlock page. There we go. Okay, position. Question is everything in position? Almost. So we'll do this little predicted 23. I'm gonna need your help, guys. Gonna need your help. Guys, I hope you're all going well in the chat. I'll catch up with you guys in the chat shortly. I want to get through this predicted 23, and then we can have a chat, and I'll get to as much as I can. But right now, I actually need your help to do this predicted 23. So bear with me. I'll get the screen ready. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. I think the OBS, my streaming software, just shut down there. So just leave a comment if you guys can hear me and see me. Okay, what's going on here? Come on. Cool. Come on. My OBS is playing up. I'm gonna have to make this small. Whatever. All good now? Cool. Sorry, guys. Sometimes my OBS plays up, but all good. Just getting this ready, guys. Bear with me. Do I make it a bit smaller? Lots of questions in the chat, of course. I mean, there's so many players that we're gonna have to consider here. Like, your guess is as good as mine, guys. I'll be honest with some of these decisions we're gonna have to make as a. I mean, we're not the ones who make the decision in the end, but we can try our best to see how it maps out. Make this a bit smaller. There we go. You know, someone saying Stu reckons Maynard in for Sullivan, Hayes in for McCreary. Interesting, guys. Put me there. I think we're good to go from here. All right, cool. Yeah? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the predicted 23 for Collingwood versus West Coast. First up, let's waste no time. We've got Charlie West making his debut. We heard that earlier today. Massive news for the young fella after kicking 6 goals and the winning goal after the siren against the Sandy Zebras. He was undeniable from there onwards, right? So we put him into the squad. Let's not waste any time. Let's highlight him in green. The man deserves it. Billy Frampton out for 4 to 5 weeks. Bo McCreary, 3 weeks. Bruzzy, as long as he gets through training this week, he is all good to be welcomed back into the side. So we will presume put Frampton there as an out due to injury, unfortunately. And then we'll bring Bruzzy in. Let's manifest Bruzzy and Maynard coming back into the squad. The big green on that fella as well. Love that. What if I do this? Nah, that's okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's put in some obvious mainstays. Josh Dacos, his last 6 to 8 weeks has been incredible. I'm hearing with Maynard. I mean, the story has changed now because people were saying, let's get Maynard in with Frampton, with Darcy Moore, and let's unleash Houston on a wing or in the midfield. I don't know. I don't really subscribe to the idea that Houston's down on form. I think right now he's doing what he needs to do. We got Houston for the final series. Let's judge him then. I don't like. We're winning. He's playing a role. Josh Dacos is farming the disposals and he's setting up and he's the conductor in the back half. He's piercing in our forward half as well. Houston doesn't need his. He can get 20, 25 if he wants, but he's not the go-to guy. So it's fine. Anyways, Houston there. Jeremy Howe. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We know West Coast, like, their forward 50 is dilapidated. They don't have Oscar Allen. They don't have Waterman. They're not going to be tall. So, look, where's Charlie Dean? Dean has been, he's in contention, obviously, right? He's in contention. His VFL form is probably been the most consistent. He's probably been the best player for Collingwood's VFL side all year long. Last year, he came in, while everyone was shitting the bed, he played. And he wasn't great, but neither was our entire side. So do you give him a mulligan, and when he comes in, you look at him with fresh eyes, like we did with Frampton. Last year, Frampton wasn't great. He had moments, yeah, okay, he probably had better moments than Charlie Dean, agreed, but he wasn't great. And then we all thought, yeah, Frampton's done. He comes in this year, and look, he's been a godsend. Why can't Charlie Dean be that in a different way? I know, Jazza, I say Jacos and Nakos. I know it's Dacos, man. I'm not that silly. All right, so Dean is here. We keep him here for the moment. Jath as well is unavailable. He's got a quad tendon issue, or I think quad strain, so he'll be out for 3 to 4 weeks, unfortunately. Markov, it would be in contention, I think. We'll get there. We'll put Quaynor. Jeez, maybe for now we do this. Let's just do this for a second. Ooh. Work with me, guys. Work with me. That's our starting back six for now. Where's Perryman? Pez is Perryman, just so you guys know. Bring in Demeter or Titch for Pendles or Sidey, says Splits. Interesting. Rest up the Piano Man, aka Rolls Royce, aka Pendles. Oh, this is stressful already. Alan Wing. I thought watching his game back on the weekend, he was actually really good. I was really happy with it, the way he went. Maybe to the naked eye, watching the game live, you didn't feel like there's much gone. Have I frozen? Are you sure? Let me just check. 1 second. Let me make sure I haven't frozen, guys. Can you guys say something? I want to make sure I'm not frozen. Unless Southeast Wolf is watching this back. Oh, I'm fine? Okay, cool. No freeze. All right. No worries. So, yeah, Alan's been good. Where's Lipinski's name? Why am I missing Lipinski? Am I blind? Long Dimitri. Here he is. I am blind. All right, Lipinski. Clearly our best player, okay? Clearly our best player. Or one, at least one of our top three, and our best player for different reasons against St Kilda. The way he connected, his 21 touches in the second half. Really, we just overran St Kilda by the end of it. Midfield, Darcy Cameron. Does he get rested? I don't know. Does Oscar Steen come in? I don't know how much. I'm not too sure how much. How many changes we can make with what's already happening. So I'd be pretty certain that DC would be playing. Nick Dacos. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. Like, just overwhelm the taggers. Whatever comes your way, you're the guy. We'll put Pendles in. I don't see Pendles being rested. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Ned Long. Let's put Allen on the bench and we'll put Sidey on the wing here. No, we'll put Sidey there. Look, it doesn't really matter who starts on the bench unless you're a sub. That's what matters because Crisp needs to be in the starting team. Oh, now this is where it gets really interesting, right? Let's move into the forward line. So for now, we say Membry. I think Membry's in strife. Put Westy over here. Oh, goodness. I'm not liking this already. Billy. Maya check. McCreary's out, so he's a red. McCreary's out, so he's a red. McStay. Bobby Hill. Members has a rest, reckons Rangatank. Peter G reckons Elliott will be managed. So we've got a couple more spots left remaining. Will Hoskin Elliott? I think with Frampton out, I think Hoskin Elliott has to play. Gee, I wouldn't mind Hoskin Elliott starting in this game. But West Coast are small in their forward line, so maybe we can afford him being a sub. I imagine Charlie West will debut and start. He won't be a sub. He can be on interchange, but he won't be a sub. Next, he doesn't have to. Hoskin Elliott doesn't have to be a sub. We could do this. What do you think about this? All right, I'm gonna do a poll. Do we want to settle with this? And then who's out? So then by this logic, we're dropping Sullivan, aren't we? So I know, look, I think Sullivan, I think it might be time. Maybe you guys want Tom Mitchell, so maybe I'll do this. I'll put Tom Mitchell in as a sub. So we'll go Titch in. Yeah, Sullivan dropped, I reckon. I want to see if Titch has got anything left in him, and if there's ever a time, it's got to be over the next couple of weeks before the final series, and then we can have. Look, Charlie Dean's been great, but we've gone small before. I think we continue to do that, especially against a side that just doesn't really threaten us in the forward half. Mitchell before Markov, yeah, and then maybe we'll go Hayes here. But that is quite a tall team. That is a tall team, isn't it? I'll ask you guys, poll. Is this too tall? Wait. Happy with this 23 or try again? Try again. All right, let's see. Tell me. We can make some changes. I mean, maybe we make a change and take out one of the talls, because right now we've got McStay, Myercheck, Membry, Charlie West, DC. Tall enough for West Coast. Should be an interesting Saturday. McCreary, Frampton, Elliott, Sullivan. You reckon? Crisp is always light start of the week. Tomo, what's going on, mate? How are ya? You guys, yes, 48%. Try again, 52. Come on. Hey, to the try agains, like try again. Are we going a bit smaller? Are we resting Membry? Does Myercheck? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Myercheck will be rested. It's his 150th game at Marvel. Do you want it for the game against Carlton? Parker, yeah, Parker's been good. Membry out for me, too many tools. You only get classed as a tool if you're over 100, 200 centimeters. Yeah, so maybe you back in Charlie West's work rate. One of the triple M's will be rested. You guys, it's 50-50 in here. You guys are conflicted. You're not really helping me. Our reserves will beat West Coast. Any team you pick, we will win. Look, I think we'll settle with, we'll either see this side or we'll see Membry or McStay potentially rested. So it could look like this, or it could look like, say we go bang. I think maybe Sullivan holds his spot. That's the alternative, in my opinion. I think that's the alternative. Either that or we play with all the tools. I think that's what we settle with. But yeah, let me know in the comment section and go Pies. All right, that's the recording for the Predictor 23. Do we get more debutants? I think Tom Mitchell is ahead of most players, Rangatank. So I don't think like a Di Mattia. Jacob Ryan, maybe. Look, then again, like, this is how I have it, right? I have. Where's Charlie Dean gone? All right, this is my order. Like, if we go this way, I think Dean before Ryan. I also have Tom Mitchell here before, like, Di Mattia. So this is the pecking order. And yeah, you probably go Ryan here. Like, you probably even go Markov there. So I'd have 1, 2, 3 players come in. I'd probably do this even. I've got this. No, Hayes, we don't need him right now, do we? I've got this. I've got Titch, Dean, Markov, and Parker coming in before we give. I mean, Ryan's already debuted. He's played one game, but he barely played it. Jacos is Josh Dacos. Nakos is Nick Dacos, for those who haven't figured it out yet. Come on, guys. Surely you can put that together. Come on. I didn't need to hold your hand to tell you who Jacos and Nakos is. Come on. Give me something. We're smart here, guys. We're smarter than that. Yeah. Titch, Dean, Markov, Parker before Ryan and Di Mattia at this point. At this point of the year. These are players, yes, that's right, RJ. These are players, Dean, Markov, Parker, that you'd prefer to play finals before Ryan and Di Mattia. I don't know if you're bleeding in these players before debut. All right. So most of you are content with this team. Most of you are content. Is there anything else? I mean, like, they don't even have McGovern anymore. They don't have Barris. Like, this is gonna be an interesting game. Jacos is Jason Ackermanis. I'm still thinking about how the Blues lost. Sorry, let's get back to the list. Poor Blues. Billy is Elliot, for people who didn't work that out too. Exactly. There's some people don't get Pez. Like Pez, like, I thought Pez would be an obvious one. Titch, I feel like that would be an opposite one. Lipper, do you guys get Lipper? I mean, that's Lipinski, but Lipper's pretty obvious. Ranger, you'd love to see a big win. What have I done here? Let's put it back. Let's put it back for a little bit for those coming in to see it. We need to flex our strength, pick the strongest team. What about this poll? Because this is obviously trending right now. Are we concerned about our mounting injury list? Yes, no. We will find out. We will find out is a bit of a cop-out response. Don't you think? Why can't I start the poll? Must contain between. Oh, here we go. So, if you say we will find out, I feel like it's a bit of a cop out of an answer. I reckon be bold. Elliot won't be going anywhere. He wants to add to his Coleman list. I feel like if players 1 week after a bye, especially players like Jamie Elliott who are having career seasons, they want to play. Elliott on light duties. He just showed his cheats. Light duties. You manage players through the week doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to play. Just pick best available 23 and go for percentage, says Stefanos. Is Tim out this week? Tim Membry could be if he's managed. Well, yeah, that's the positive and the negative. The negative is the injuries that we've sustained over the last couple of weeks, but the positive is we've prepared ourselves for it in the way that we are. What are we, 12-2 now? We can say we've been saying 11-2 for the last 2.5 weeks. Now we can say we're 12-2. So 12-2 with these injuries, that's okay. Rick says all the 30-year-olds are on light duties. Reef McInnes started running today. Good news story there. Man, it's super cold. If you're over 30 in this weather, stay inside. Go to the gym. I don't want to see any niggles. I don't want to see Pendles, Sidey getting injuries at training. Reza says we'll always cop 1 or 2 injuries during or after Marvel games. Is that because you're suggesting the Marvel stadium or the Marvel the surface conditions aren't up to par, up to standard? 72% of you say no. We are not concerned about our mounting injury list. There we go. Steve says, who is Pez? Guys, help out Steve. Who is Pez? Come on. Who is Pez? Pez is from the mid-season draft, mate. He came from Wangaratta. Not worried. It's working out okay with one going out as one comes in. Yeah, okay. Guys, help me. I have, you know what I haven't done? And I should be doing this more. I haven't been keeping up to date with the tips. And as a $300 grand prize, I got to check on the leaderboard what's going on. I'm obviously out of it. You guys don't need to see this, do you? So I'll just cover that up for a second. Anthos, Stochas. Pez is a soccer game that competes. Pez is P-E-S, Badri. I think I've got the right details. I can't even remember my login, man. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. All right, we're logged in. Now you can see the screen again. Share screen, put that like here. Where is the Pies Footy League? All my comps. I can't see it. All good, Steve. All good. You won't be the first. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. Show more. Here we go. Pez is a candy with a chalk-like texture. All right, who's leading this competition? Anyone in here actually doing this? Wade? Is Wade first? Wade is first. How many people aren't tipping? Does it say? Like who's actually... Badri, here you go. Mate, no good. No good, Badri. Bananas. Anyhow, where am I? Oh no, Wade is 51st. Sorry, who's first? I'm 68th. I haven't tipped. I've got to get back on the tipping bandwagon. Wait, Wade is first or Wade is not first? Confused. It's these guys. Okay, here we go. Mags Pies is first. Shake and Dakes second. It's close. It's anyone's here. Where's Strawny? Surely gets a run against the Eagles this week. Haven't tipped since we lost to GWS. I'll put my tips in. Obviously, we're gonna go Port. If Carlton win, they're just teasing their fan base, aren't they? Ooh, feel like Sydney are trouble. But so are the Doggies. But I'm gonna go Sydney for an upset. You wouldn't want to face either of these teams in the final series, would you? Gold Coast, Hawthorn, Collingwood $1.03. Adelaide, could Richmond though? And you know what? Why not? I've got some catching up to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Submit. Where's submit tips? Here we go. All right. Let's go Big Me again. All right, we're back. So those are the tips. What else have we got? What else is on our mind? So with the poll, are we concerned about our mounting injury list? 23% yes, 67% no, 11% says we will find out. Pez equals Pezzo. I'm playing. Brackets I'm playing. Any other interesting news? I mean, just had a horror thought. Imagine being the victim of Gold Coast's first finals win. Mate, they're obviously they're a great football side. If you lose to them, it won't be us because we're above them, and I mean, we could be the ones versing them if it's like a 1v4 or 2v3. Who knows? Remontada, comeback season. Going to make my way up the tipping ladder. Welcome back. I gotta make this smaller. West is being shown on 360 now. The man. Our injuries are relatively short term. It is, but the issue herein lies the issue that is the fact that they are soft tissues. So Bo McCreary, hamstring, explosive player. Like they need their hammies. Billy Frampton, 4 to 5 weeks calf strain. Not ideal. Lockie Schultz, recurring hamstring injuries. A little bit concerning. Not ideal. Jordy DeGoey, will he get right? We've been as conservative as we could possibly be with Jordy DeGoey, and we still don't have a timeline. We don't even have a timeline, which is okay. But I'm just like, will he be the player we need him to be in the final series? How about that for a question? Let's go. What about this? Will JDG be the player we need him to be in the final series, if even available? What we need him to be is completely up to you guys. What do you think he needs to be, and will he be that? What do you think JDG needs to be, and will he be that? That's what you need to ask yourself. Ella Andres, mate, back from Greece. What's going on? RJ, just when Bo looked like he was going to rip apart the midfield, mate, he was on fire. He was flying until he wasn't. His speed and his explosiveness, like he can't be caught once he's off the leash. So we've been loving those sporadic centre-bounce attendances from Bo. So hopefully he gets right for the season, for the finals. Why not Charlie Dean, says Luke, for Frampton? He's been great in the VFL and has already had some AFL experience. I agree. But I'm going off the basis that we typically play small in the backline this year. When Darcy Moore hasn't been available, we haven't replaced him with Charlie Dean. Moreover, West Coast don't have any tools. They don't have Oscar Allen. They don't have Jake Waterman. They don't have polarizing key tall forwards that are going to give us nightmares. They have Bailey Williams, who's a ruck forward. And I think that's it. I don't really think they have anyone. There's no one else that really springs to mind. John says, which of the Triple M's makes way for West? We can't play four talls. I think it would be if one of them do get managed. I think it's Membry. I don't know if I can't see Membry getting omitted. It won't be an omission. None of these. I can't see any of those players being omitted for Charlie West. I'd be surprised, but they could be managed. Dom says these injury timeframes are worst case. Usually players are back. Well, that's a good point because Lockie Schultz was initially listed at 6 weeks. Now he's listed at 2 to 3. Hamstrings are common at Marvel. Well, let's hope we don't see any more of that. Let's hope we don't see any more of that because I'll be spewing. Okay, let's have a look. What else are we saying? We're assuming not yet back, leaving in a few hours. Be back around 10:30 Melbourne night time. Well, mate, get ready for the cold to welcome you back with open arms, my friend. Luke says, gonna miss Bo. Love his attack on the game, mate. Even his last year, his disposal going inside 50 wasn't the best, but this year it's just like whenever he gets the ball, you know he's gonna do something. You know he's gonna do something with the ball going inside 50. Peter G says the Go is expected to play VFL in 3 weeks. It's a starting point. I think it's a much needed starting point. We weren't saying that at the start of this year. We were saying get him in. Even if he's not fit to perform, he'll find a way to get to that level by way of playing AFL footy. It didn't work out, so we're going to try it this way. Dom says JDG needs to be at 2023 standards and the cup is ours. I think we're a little bit delusional if we think DeGoey is going to be 2023 DeGoey. I don't even know if DeGoey will ever be that ever again. Especially with the way Collingwood play now, I feel like we don't need him to have a 2023 year, but he could still have those 2023 final series games. Maybe not with the amount of disposals he had, but damage in the forward half is perhaps what we're hoping for with DeGoey in 2025. I think JDG is finished, can't fight through injuries long term. We need to trade him, says Stu. Tomo says, did Dean play? No, he didn't play opening round. Archer Reed, good young player, but that's all he is right now. John reckons he'll be that stringer type forward impact who'll kick 2 to 3 goals. That's where I see DeGoey's ceiling right now. I think if he plays finals, he might be a 10, 15 touch player where he kicks 2 or 3 goals. I think if we expect anything more from him this year, we're going to be disappointed. Badri says, I can't see DeGoey hitting that form again. Hope I'm proven wrong, but he just seems cooked. They got no defenders either, says Manny regarding West Coast. Luke Deber says, if we're going to select Dean for the Carlton game, we probably should play him. Well, that's the thing is, I'm thinking by the logic of whether the opposition are tall or not, we probably continue to play small. And what does small look like? It looks like Darcy Moore and Jeremy Howe is our key defenders. Jeremy Howe's not a key defender, but he can play like that. I mean, his form certainly warrants it. He's been that good. I see your point. I would love to see Charlie Dean afforded an opportunity. He's been the best player in the VFL for the Pies. I think he was hard done by last year, and I think now, while we're playing well, do we not want to see what Charlie Dean is in an AFL side that's going really well? We got to see that with Billy Frampton. Melissa says, hoping JDG comes back and in red-hot form. Badri says, didn't Treloar do 2 of his marvels in one go? I can't remember where that was. Treloar was at the G, happened right in front of Stu. AJ returns to playing this weekend too. Yeah, I saw that. That's positive, really positive. Keep a little eye on him. Hopefully he can find some form. Stu says, so who is coming now that Raul is off the table? I don't know. Right now, I wouldn't mind us going for a forward or backman, but we'll find out. Anyone else in him? I mean, Zach Butters is available, but he probably goes to St Kilda, doesn't he? Who else is there? I mean, Luke Davies-Uniacke is off the table. Bontempelli will probably re-sign at the Bulldogs. I don't know. We're doing well without any other players from other teams right now, aren't we? Hugh reckons, I reckon just swap Billy for Maynard and hope Billy's back for Carlton. Well, he won't be Hugh because so Carlton is in 2 weeks' time and Billy's out for 4 to 5, Hugh. And Donnie says, should have traded the Goey last year. It breaks down all the time now. It's unfortunate, isn't it? Dom says we might be witnessing a debut of an old-fashioned... I don't think we're going to see Pagan's Paddock with Charlie West. I think Charlie West is going to play a system-based game and he's going to do a lot of running. Yeah, Q can play tall. Bruzzy, Howie. So that's why I think Dean is going to get the short end of the stick with selection. Could be wrong. Happy to be wrong. Been wrong many times before, as you guys would know. So that's fine. Rick says, if we play a team with big forwards, I think we'll either see Dean or Steen come in. Moore gets monstered when Billy isn't playing. That's been an observation that many of you have suggested from what you've seen. You guys think Darcy Moore is lesser of a player or exposed when a Billy Frampton isn't firing or Nathan Murphy isn't firing. Now he's obviously not available. So we'll see. What can Darcy Moore do without his buddy Billy Frampton? Billy Frampton without Darcy Moore has been fine, in my opinion. I thought against... Who was it? Who did Darcy Moore not play against? He didn't play against Essendon. Did he play against North Melbourne? I don't think so. I thought Billy Frampton was exceptional that game. And I don't think Darcy Moore played against Fremantle. And I thought Billy Frampton did the job again. DC is staying, thank goodness. DC is signing any minute. We're into Likalia. Butters has announced he is staying at Port. Where's this? Do I think someone has to step up? How do you mean, Case? How do you mean? Do I think someone needs to step up? So where's this DC thing coming from? Let's check Twitter. Or is this just you guys just saying that? Poor Billy go out for 3 or so weeks. Look, 4 to 5, hopefully, as we have suggested, is just the worst case scenario. Stu Peters says Darcy Moore struggles without any key defenders, always has. Southeast Wolf says, I hope you're right, guys, and DC stays. Show their talent. Paying him double? What, the Brody Grundy treatment? It was on Fox Footy Facebook. DC claimed that is. Oh, okay. I can't keep up, man, with all these articles. I just check Twitter and that's about it. We renegotiated his current deal. It was in the news earlier today. Maybe I check Herald Sun. I do have a subscription there. Let's see. It's nothing today. Bunch of Nick Dacos articles. Bloody hell. Every second article on AFL Herald Sun is Nick Dacos. If we need players, Carlton players are vulnerable now. Vulnerable now or venerable? Take your pick. I don't want anybody in a Carlton jersey coming to the Collingwood Football Club, particularly that team. They can stay there. DC staying on double the money on Facebook today. All right. I need to see this article. Darcy Cameron. What's news? Pies, stars. No, I mean, doubles okay. Okay, 900K for Darcy Cameron is okay. Collingwood ruckman Darcy Cameron is anticipated to recommit to the Magpies and turn his back on interest from multiple clubs with a fresh. So that's perfect. So we secure DC, Bruzzy, Bobby Hill. Can't believe I didn't see it. Cameron is contract with the Pies until the end of next year, but has earned the interest of both West Coast and Carlton. West Coast play for Cameron could be a move to lure the 29-year-old back to his home state and hold the leading ruck role at the Eagles. Collingwood has remained confident they'll secure Cameron's services beyond the 2026 campaign, with the Premiership Magpie seemingly settled back into black and white. Speaking on Triple M, reporter Ryan Daniels revealed Cameron is expected to stay with Collingwood on a new deal that would see his current salary almost doubled. He's one of, I think, the top 3 ruckman in AFL. He's definitely having a top 3 ruckman season. Collingwood got him at a bargain from Sydney. He's been on about 400 to 500K a year, which is under what he's producing, of course. Collingwood's going to come to the table. They're almost going to double his pay. He's got a year on his contract deal. They'll scrap that, so they're going to scrap his current deal, and he will get multiple years on that. Doesn't know how long it will take for them to go through the process of it, but the confidence is there now that he will stay. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you stay? Great news. Sino Super says DC has another 4 to 5 years. What is he, 30, 29, 30? Why not? If we're going by the mathematics of Scott Pendlebury, he can go to his 37, 38. Why not? Case says, is the tag on Nakos too harsh, like the knee to the hamstring? Collingwood fans will say yes, it's too harsh, but if you're the opposition, you're going to do everything you can within your power to ensure that you are giving Nick Dacos living hell while you're out there. Welcome to the Stu's fired up. Stu is fired up. Southeast Wolf says DC is worth everything he can get. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I've got to do the Predictor 23 edit, and I've got to get that out posted. Thank you guys for sticking around. We will see you on Thursday for Moving the Magnets at 5:45, maybe earlier. Until then, go Pies.